Hi, this video is about assignment submissions. I'm going to talk a little bit about controlling how students can submit to your assignments and then viewing multiple submissions to an assignment. Because I had a question about, well, how do I see the different revisions that my students have submitted to a Schoology assignment? I want to talk a little bit about the setup of the assignment so you kind of know how you can control it. We're going to start that first. Here's an assignment I have, and I'm going to go to Edit to show you some settings. So we have a basic assignment here, and I want to call your attention down here to the Options area. So for a student to be able to submit something through Schoology, they would need to have, you'd have to have this enabled, the submissions enabled, so that submissions button shows up for them. If you don't have this enabled, basically if you click on it and it becomes gray, it means that submissions button isn't there and they can't submit anything. Also, it needs to be published so that students can actually see the assignment in the course. If it's not, then they can't submit to it. One thing I'll just comment on, no pun intended, is that you can enable comments on the assignment itself. So when they go to the assignment, they can just make a comment. It's just text. They can't upload a file. It's just literally just a little text box. And that's what it's meant for. So some people they don't like this enabled. Some people want comments there. The one thing I do want to also stress is this lock option. So if you click on it once, it gives you an additional menu here. And it's kind of interesting because it is unlocked by default, meaning automatically, if you set it up, it's not knocked down. It's ready to go for kids. But if you wanted to set your assignment up, or you wanted to maybe amend it or change it so that it locks out on a certain date, so students can no longer submit to it, you can do that, and you can have that kind of timed so you don't have to be there on the computer to do it at the time you want it. Or you could do lock now, so immediately it locks out the assignment. So what can students typically do in an assignment when it's set up like this, when submissions are enabled and it's published and it's unlocked? Well, that means that they can go to the assignment and submit as many times as they can. You would give them directions to submit once or submit twice. You're still in control there as far as what you would want students to do, but they can resubmit multiple times. That's kind of helpful when, they maybe make a mistake and you ask them to resubmit the assignment again with the corrections. You don't have to make a new assignment in Schoology. It's still the same assignment. And when you grade it, it's going to go in that grade book. So let's take a look at multiple submissions on an assignment. So I'm just going to kind of leave this as is, and I'm going to go into I'm doing some professional learning on Schoology with teachers, and I want to show you what the revisions look like. So in this assignment, the teacher had to create a Schoology page and just show it to me, take a screenshot. So it's actually a picture that they submitted. So one thing that I notice over on the right-hand side is that it has the person's name, and then it says revision 1 submitted. So that's pretty much what it says for everybody when they submit an assignment. You'll see this entry. So it's timestamped. You've got the day and the time it was submitted. Good information for you. Then I gave her some feedback actually and said, I think I need something a little different here. And she submitted it a second time. So it says revision 2 submitted. So right there I got a clue that there are 2 revisions. Well, where do I find them? Well, it's not very obvious, but over here on the left, when you have more than one revision, this revision drop down comes up. Normally, it will just say the name of the file. So if I click on revision, I can see revision 1 and flip over to it and see the original submission. In this call, they call it revision. Then I could go back over to revision 2 and look at the changes. Something else you should be aware of in this particular assignment, I asked them to submit multiple pictures. So if you're not seeing everything that you think you are asking for from the student, click on wherever it has the file, and you may see multiple files here. It will only show you the first one here, and in this case, it's the 32438 one. So that's it in a nutshell on the submission, how you can control submissions, and then how you can search for different revisions for a teacher, for a student submission by going over here to the revision area.